in order to do business with you. They break open your house one thing, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well hear this now, Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go, it come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. and welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. It's Monday night right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Nevertheless, viewers, it's been a bloody week. Last week, weekend gone by, kidnapping have started back in Trinidad and Tobago. Bandits don't care anymore. Murders, women being beaten, killed, shot to death. How do we fix it? How do we fix it as a country? How do we fix it as a people in our community? What do we expect the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to do as a protective society in the community? What are we expecting from them? What are we expecting from male or female in a domestic matter? What do we expect the community to do? When we hear a woman in the community that is being abused, do we reach out to her or do we stay far from her? When we hear that a male in the community is being abused, what do we do? Do we stay silent? Or do we get the attention of someone? What do we do? When the court issues a protection order, how does the police address that issue? How does the police address that issue? Do they neglect it? Do they say, well, when something happened, call us? Or do they help enforce it? Now, breaching a protection order is a serious thing. Talking about the murder in Barapo, I believe it was over the weekend. It's sad. It really sad in Trinidad and Tobago. As I am talking about this, I'll just highlight this. MP for Shogunas East, Vandana Mohit, has voiced concerns over the recent surge in crime, kidnapping affecting the Konopia area. She is urging the Ministry of National Security to take immediate action to restore safety and security for residents in light of alarming reports, including allegations of police involvement in criminal activity. The MP calls for a comprehensive action plan that includes increased police presence in high crime areas and initiative to rebuild trust between law enforcement and the community. How are we going to do that? Now, Mohit also encouraged residents to remain vigilant and to share information with law enforcement, emphasizing the importance of community involvement in the fight against crime. She also exercised and expressed her condolences to families affected by recent criminal act. The trauma of living under the shadows of violence is a burden no one should bear, she said. Trinidad and Tobago. How do we fix crime in our country? Now, I will just say this on national television. Communities in Trinidad and Tobago, here's what you all need to do. You all need to create a WhatsApp group. Because where I live, in Shogunas here, this is what we have. We have 200 houses in the community. Create a WhatsApp group. Get some members from TTPS, add them on the group, on the chat. Community needs to do this in order to keep the community safe. If something is taking place in the community, the fastest thing that will draw the attention of the police is a message on the chat. A message on the chat will inform 200 household owners that something is taking place in the community. So communities around Trinidad and Tobago, please get involved in a neighborhood watch. Create this WhatsApp group. Create something that will notify neighbors when bandits are breaking into our home. It will also notify the police in the community. via WhatsApp chat, a WhatsApp group. Create something. Create something. Like, I'll tell you, for instance, we have police vehicles dropping out people that commit crime, allegedly. We have police vehicle involved in crime. Now, in the community now, if you have a WhatsApp group, right, and somebody message, hey, there's a police vehicle in so-and-so, arresting so-and-so, and there's officers of that station on the chat, they will be able to confirm, hey, we have nobody in that area. That is not our vehicle. It's simple. It is simple. Create a WhatsApp group. I am encouraging you, Trinidad and Tobago, in your community. Create it. You know, long ago we used to have village council. Do we still have that? Do we still have that in our community? Do we still have that? So I am urging you, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, to fight crime in your community, to prevent crime in your community, to apprehend bandits in your community. Create a WhatsApp group, a WhatsApp chat. Find out how many people are in the community. Let the representative of the community get a list. Or even somebody in the community take charge. Go around, get everybody number, add their name, add their number, create a group. So everybody in the community will understand, hey, something taking place by number 1 house. They must have a police officer on the chat. They will realize, hey, something is taking place in so-and-so community. You send down a vehicle. So Trinidad and Tobago, tonight as I start off our program, tonight Real Talk with Saieed Ali, I am encouraging every community in Trinidad and Tobago to create a WhatsApp group. It will help you. It will help you. Please do that. Please do that. For the sake of your safety and your neighbor's safety. Do that. So Trinidad and Tobago, as we start off our program tonight, other issues. Recently, there was an issue where Hyatt wanted to stop taking TT, only US. The Minister of Finance, Clongenberg, has issued a stinging criticism of the Hyatt Regency recent rescinded decision to not accept TT cash, describing it as foolishness. He also rejected claims that the decision have affected the government plan to go cashless. The minister said that if listen to this, The minister said that if one hotel does nonsense, that will stop TNT from proceeding with 1.4 billion people in India using cashless. I'll listen to what Embud have to say.
I read an editorial today about this issue with the Hyatt. Now let me state for the record, what the Hyatt did was foolishness. And it's a good thing that the Hyatt rescinded that foolish decision to tell citizens of this country that they're no longer accepting Trinidad and Tobago dollars. Foolishness. It's a good thing they move fast and they get rid of it. Pardon? But I hear the line minister for the Hyatt harassing him, Madam Speaker. He instructed me. But the whole point is, Madam Speaker, I see an editorial today that foolishness that the Hyatt do will prevent the government of Trinidad and Tobago moving ahead with this cashless agenda. Nonsense. Who writes these things? One hotel do nonsense and that will stop us from proceeding where 1.4 billion people in India using cashless. In India, 1.4 billion people in China using cashless, 1.4 billion people in Africa using cashless, 800 million people in Europe using cashless. That is over 5 billion account there. 5 billion people in the world using cashless, and we in Little and Trinidad and Tobago, we must stay behind the rest of the world.
All right, a little listen how Clongenberg talk. Bold and brave laughing in the parliament. One hotel ain't going to stop us from going cashless. Now listen to Trinidad and Tobago. One system they install in Central Bank and $3 billion gone missing, and Central Bank telling the Auditor General you don't have access to that system and we cannot let you know how the money gone missing. But we want to go cashless. We want to go cashless. Nothing wrong with evolving with technology. But the thing is, when taxpayers lost $3 billion, who is going to give account for that? Klangenberg going to give account for that? I'm asking Klong on national television, is he going to be accountable for it? Because right now, nobody can give account for the $3 billion that went missing. Somebody say something there, man. Somebody say something. $3 billion of our money went missing, and Klangenberg can't say nothing, but Klangenberg pushing for cashless. I'll talk now. Klangenberg like to talk, you know. He loves to talk. The $3 billion go missing in any banking guy in India. The $3 billion go missing in a bank in Africa. Did 5 billion people in Trinidad, 5 billion people around the world, will their country lose $3 billion and nobody can give account for it? Come on, Klangenberg. Don't be a clown, because I will definitely make you one on national television. On national television. I will do that so kind-heartedly, you will not believe how smooth I will bring it across. You want to go cashless, you want to go cashless, you want to go cashless. Does anybody in Trinidad and Tobago understand what cashless means? It means if you're using your card and there is a slight technical difficulty with your card, you cannot make no transaction and you have no money in your pocket. Do you all understand me? We're talking about cashless. Did you hear the government give account for $3 billion yet? Taxpayers' money that went missing. Did you hear Central Bank say, okay, Jaiwanti, come in and do your exercise, your account? Did you all hear that yet? No, you all didn't hear that. But Klangenberg laughing in red head in Parliament. Yes. It's when I would say them thing, you know. It's when I would say them thing. Sources reach out to the Hyatt for a response to input comment, but none was forthcoming. UDCOT have since condemned the statement saying that Hyatt Regency Trinidad must accept $30 as payment for goods and service. Ember then stated that the reason why the member for Siparia is opposed to cashless transaction is that the member wants to deal in cash because cash is not traceable. So if you collect cash and you spend cash, there is no record. But Klangenberg, you make a statement that have no sense. You made a statement that your own whip cutting your tail. Because you all implement a system, $3 billion going missing, and nobody wants to give account for it. But you're talking about the man who tender in cash? Klangenberg, don't make yourself a proper clown, nah? Don't do them kind of thing, nah? And side will put you up on national television to make you look like a clown. As somebody who in the Ministry of Finance ain't know what's going on. Don't do them kind of thing. You cannot do them kind of thing. You can't. $3 billion missing, nobody give an account. A system in place and no account. But you're talking about the man who wanted to disburse cash? Come now, boy, come now, boy. You know there's a on Facebook that say, come now, man, come now, man. But you want to laugh? Laugh and tell us where $3 billion went missing, Klangenberg. That is what we want to know. That is our taxpayers' money. That is the money that belongs to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Not you, Klangenberg. Not the Ministry of Finance. Not the Central Bank. He said, the push for cashless would also help with tax collection, as there were people making millions of dollars not paying their fair shares. He said there was no intention to go after the nuts vendor and the doubles vendor. Well, then don't make yourself a clown again for the third time I'm saying. I'll not listen to clowning, but
The scaremongers, the naysayers, they say, oh, they're going after people who will sell bottled water this side of the road. Nuts vendor, doubles. Nonsense. Nonsense. There are people in this country earning millions of dollars. A member for Pfizer, millions of dollars. Who, well, I don't know if that's taxable. Who don't declare income and don't pay tax, they only take cash. And you know that is why there's this opposition from the member for Superior for cash. That's why the member for Superior against cash, you know. Bitterly opposed to cash. Sorry, bitterly opposed to cashless. Yeah, let me repeat. The reason why the member for Superior is opposed to cashless transactions is that the member wants to deal in cash. Because cash is not traceable. It is not traceable. There's no record. So if you collect cash and you spend cash, there's no record. But if you collect your money electronically, it has to be sent to a bank account. And then you make a payment electronically, there is a record. There is a record.
so Trinidad and Tobago, we talk about this cashless thing after this break.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid upfront. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chagonas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I will be the first one to say this. Clangenberg talking about tracking the money and making electronic transfers are paying tax. But the damn thing is in Trinidad and Tobago, in Central Bank, the check clearance system caused $3 billion to go missing, and Clangenberg ain't saying follow the money. Farrers ain't saying follow the money. Nobody is saying, well, let me see where the money transfer and how much tax to be collected, because it is taxpayers' money that they lost or gone missing, or we can't find it. But you know what? Clangenberg telling you now that you have to go cashless so he could collect the tax. But you already paid tax on items for goods and service, and money went missing. But Clangenberg telling you have to pay tax, you have to go cashless. Are we a dunce head society in Trinidad and Tobago? Are we that stupid? Is our brain cells not working? Clangenberg went to Parliament, I will always say this, went to Parliament, draft out that legislation, get it passed, and put fear in you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, by bullying you all through our legislation. If you fail to pay property tax, you will be charged $5,000 on that criminal offense. You have to be stinking mad. I don't care what criminal offense you bring it under. I am not paying property tax. I am not. So we little clungs now in Trinidad and Tobago, oh God, he could charge me and you're running to pay. Don't be a clung like Clangenberg. So hear what? So recently some people contacted me and they got some valuations for their property because nobody came to their house and entered their house and went to value the bathroom, how much it's worth. Okay, good. So they, I believe they stayed from by the roadside, take pictures, and one of the valuation is that you could get about $30,000 a month rent for your property. Yep. And keep in mind, the people paying a loan, the people paying a loan for their property. But that valuator is telling these people, you all can get up to $30,000 a month rent for your property. So if I can get $30,000 a month rent, why am I not renting it? Clangenberg, I hear you. Come good, Clangenberg. If somebody tell me, Saeed, you're getting $50,000 a month rent for your property, I'm renting it. I am going to rent it. You know why? You want to know why Trinidad and Tobago? Because in 2 months' time, I'm making $100,000 rent. Free money. So those valuators that valuated people's property, let me tell you something. Be very careful, because someday all will come across an individual who is so smart and yet so stupid, and he will carry a lot to court. Trust me, he will carry a lot to court. I want you to understand something. Clangenberg, or as a matter of fact, the whole government is exempted from paying tax. I want you to understand that. Stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights. That is your property. You are taking a loan to build your property. You paying for your property. Don't let some outside valuator come and tell you that you could get $40,000 a month rent for your property or $20,000 a month rent. When you're working, you're netting off to pay $7,000 a month in loan, or $10,000 in loan, or $5,000 in loan. Or play clown. Play foolish. So hear this as we go along. Orpuj East MP Dr. Rudal Monilal have questioned how Energy Minister Stuart Young received documents meant to be under purview for an independent valuation committee chaired by TNT UK High Commissioner Vishnu Danpal regarding the sale of the Point-a-Pierre refinery. Munilal raised concerns about young claims that the Oilfield Workers Trade Union Patriotic Energy Company Limited submitted a fraudulent document showing a US $1.5 billion wire transfer in the refinery bidding process. I'll listen to this.
I want to ask, how Trinidad Petroleum get hold of wire transfer documents meant to be under the purview of an independent evaluation committee chaired by one Vishnu Danpal? The other members of that committee is very instructive, Madam Speaker. The other members of that committee, for the record, and we want to thank the members of that committee as well for their service, Madam Speaker, their service to the country in this manner. Vishnu Danpal, Sandra Fraser, Dexter Jagannath, Jimmy Wong, Selwyn Lashley, Klein Laborde, Christopher Narayan Thomas, Anil Singh, and others. We thank them for their service. But I'm not seeing anywhere their Trinidad Petroleum holding. In fact, I'm not even seeing the minister's name here as part of the evaluation committee. How did the minister got wind of a wire transfer involving an impartial and independent evaluation committee? The minister has to tell us, how did this happen? Did you enter the room of the evaluation committee? By accident, you were in Whitehall and you entered the wrong room and they were looking at documents that Patriotic submitted? How did this happen? And how did Trinidad Holdings Limited get a copy of these documents, confidential documents, meant for Scotia International and meant for the evaluation committee?
SS Boston, real talk, that's where you're getting. Trinidad Petroleum Holding Limited has since put the matter of Patriotic Energy Services Company Limited submitting alleged fraudulent document in its bid to acquire the former Petrotrin refinery in the hands of its legal team. The claim, first made by Energy Minister Stuart Young, in which he produced a document in Parliament which he claimed to be a fraudulent one submitted by Patriotic Energies as part of its second bid to acquire the refinery. Listen to this now, Trinidad and Tobago.
As part of that second opportunity is a document that I have in my hand here today that appears to be a swift message of a cash wire transfer of $1.5 billion US on behalf of Patriotic Limited, Patriotic Energies and Technology Company Limited, receiving $1.5 billion US at a local bank in Trinidad. So, of course, we asked the evaluation committee. Thank you. So we asked the evaluation committee, well, if they had this, what happened? Fraudulent document. A fake document.
No display.
A fake document.
The document.
Sorry. A fake document was produced as part of that EOI process. Forged document, because when the due diligence was done, of course, no $1.5 billion US was received by Patriotic at any local bank. So unfortunately, and yes, it is stamped by some unknown person, certified true. But of course, it's easy to verify this. Because it is either that it exists or it doesn't exist. And I can stand here without fear of contradiction, here and outside, as I might do later on, and say it is not a real document. So therefore, unfortunately, they could not move forward because the document that was produced as proof of financials is not real. Fake, fraudulent. And that, Mr. Deputy Speaker, through you to the population, is the truth of why Patriotic couldn't make it to the next hurdle.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, what we need now is the leader of Patriotic to come forward now with proof. That's how Stuart Young says he has proof. Patriotic need to come forward now with proof and show that the $1.5 billion US were transferred or was transferred. That is what they need now. Proof. And settle the whole matter. It's very simple, you know. Magistrate is want to see proof, country doesn't need to see proof. When Rowley say he's not shutting down petrol train, and we see proof that he shut it down, good. All you need is proof. So we're going back now to the Ministry of Finance. Clungenberg have stated that police stations are exempted from paying property tax. He was responding to a question from Oropouche East MP Rudal Munilal during a meeting on the Standing Finance Committee on the House of Representatives. Now listen to this, eh? The committee later approved a budgetary allocation of $2 billion, $598,277,000 and $200 for the police. Munilal asked whether a $5,000 figure within the allocation of the house rates was property tax. In response, Imbert said Munilal was an educated man and an expert on property tax. Trinidad and Tobago, only listen to this.
Is he sitting in the right seat? Oropouche East is a very educated man and an expert on property tax, and would know that in section 16(1)(f) of the Property Tax Act, it is made crystal clear in the English language, the language of this Parliament, that land belonging to and in occupation of the state or its servants is exempt, and therefore there is no property tax to be paid on police stations and so on. I am advised,
the minister.
I am not finished, I am advised by the budget division that this is a residual tax owed from long ago. Because as you would see, it's house rates. House rates and property tax are not the same thing. This is something from way back when. Okay?
So you're clarifying that it is something owed long time ago.
Long ago.
And so long that it's $500,000 owed by $5,000.
Yes, it's a very small amount.
That would have been long before your time that it would be so small.
Well, possibly.
Madam Speaker, my next.
But you understand now that police stations are exempt from property tax, as I am certain you know.
Even if they're on private property, they're exempt.
It says lands belonging to or occupied by the state or its servants. And
you see how smart Clungenberg is? And already citizens of Trinidad and Tobago want to play foolish? All you want to play foolish? You see how smart? Clung makes police station pay a tax from long ago. Police station exempted from property tax. But Clungenberg made them pay a tax from long ago. All you heard it? I want to let you understand what's taking place. If asked, there are any exemptions if the TTPS rent from a private property, who will have to pay property tax? Imbert stated that the owner is not exempted from property tax, and the owner of the property is liable for property tax. So in that case, is the police station exempted? No, the police station is not exempted because the owner have to pay property tax. I'll be smart now, man, a little bit. So Clungenberg just bite his tongue. You know what they say, the dog just bite the tail? Something like that. Clungenberg just bite his tongue. Property police don't have to pay property tax. But the owner of the building have to pay property tax. That's how smart Clungenberg. And all I want to play stupid with all the property, all I listen to this video.
In the event that the police station or a police department, police entity, law enforcement, is it currently renting property from a private owner, that private owner is exempt from paying property tax because it is the police station or the TTPS is an occupation of a private property.
No.
So
that
therefore
person
that
is liable to pay the tax.
Must pay property tax.
The owner is liable to pay the tax.
And the owner is liable to transfer that fee to the TTPS.
That is a matter between
Between
the
landlord and tenant.
and the TTT.
And the tenant.
That is a
Thank
matter
you.
whether the landlord decides to absorb the tax or to pass it on. That's a matter for them.
Madam Speaker, just to put on record, the Minister of National Security confirmed a few moments ago that it was indeed property tax. But I will move on to a related issue.
Are you listening, Trinidad and Tobago? Are you listening? So when you hear Marvin Gonzalez now come out and tell all you that all your citizens have to help pay the $4 billion that TNTech needs or WASA needs, understand where it's coming from. Understand where it's coming from. TTPS police station is exempted. But if I own a building that TTPS is renting from, I have to pay property tax for that building. Section 16 of the Property Tax Act also exempts from property tax places, including cemeteries, place of worship of any religious denomination, public hospital, schools, and defined under Education Act and public asylum. So Trinidad and Tobago, them police and them who in my building is okay. But I had to pay property tax to house them. I had to pay property tax to house them, but Clongenbert and all the ministers go get exemption from taxes to buy vehicle. How that sound? It sound good? That's the Minister of Finance. And if all they watch what they're doing, you will lose your house. You would lose your house where your grandmother take loan to build. Oh, and coming back to the businessman. Clongenbert said, no, well, we are going to charge you nuts, man, and we are going to charge you water, man. But you're making a living from it? Yes. That's your business? Yes. Well, register it. All of Trinidadians, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. From side to the nuts, man. That's your business, nuts, man? Yes, boy. So, you know, it's a small business. You're making a profit? Yes, nuts, man. Well, you know, you got to pay tax on your profit, nuts, man. Because that's your business. If that is how you earn that income, that is how you're making a living. That is your business. So therefore, that is your business, being a nuts, man. You will have to register your small business, nuts, man, because you're getting your income from that. And the profit on your income now, you will pay a little tax on it. So Clongenbert now could use your tax dollar, nuts, man. Let me tell you something. Don't let Clongenbert tie up all you know. I know about accounting and I know about finance, you know. Here's the reason why I could tell all you that. Here's the reason why I could tell all you that. Every single business in Trinidad and Tobago that is not registered will be. Trust what I am saying. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. Or when we come back, we're going to hear how the PM defends $400 million from the Office of the Prime Minister's allocation after this.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid up front. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union, Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Come back to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed. You know, I really want to thank you for allowing me to come on your television, in your living room, in your dining room, in your cars, on your phone, on your tablet, just to highlight the issues that our country is facing. From ministers, from opposition, from MPs, from criminals. We are live from 7 to 8 p.m. And we bring you nothing else but the reality that is taking place in our country. The issues that really people need answers to. So while I am talking about the answers and need, remember we at Real Talk Financing, viewers, we are offering you 4% on a fixed deposit. Real Talk Financing, we have Real Talk Credit Union, remember I'm a licensed money lender also. So we love to lend. And in lending, we love to give interest also. So those of you who are interested in our fixed deposit, you can contact me at 339-1670 for more information. But we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is giving you a 4% on fixed deposit with your interest up front. What do I mean by interest up front? Okay, so let's say you invest $50,000 with Real Talk. Right? In order to get 4%, now you have to sign a 5-year or over contract. Now let's just say you sign a 5 years contract at $50,000. Now at the end of 5 years, you'll be getting $10,000. Good? Okay. So we are not allowing you to wait for the 5 years to pass in order to give you the $10,000. Once your check is cleared, our office will call you in a couple of days to come and collect by check your interest payment. So instead of waiting 5 years for $10,000, in a couple of days, once you open a fixed deposit with us, you're going to get your interest payment in a couple of days. Enjoy the interest. Times are getting harder, and the extra cash in your pocket will go a long way. Remember that, viewers. You don't have to wait 5 and 10 years for your interest. You're getting it up front. Now, the good thing about this is that you're not getting a 3 months payment or a 6 months payment or a 1 year payment. You're getting all up front. All the interest that would accumulate for the 5 years or the 10 years, you're getting it up front. We are leaders. I am a leader. I am not a follower. I am a leader, and Real Talk has created something for you to enjoy your benefits. Now, I'll tell you something. When you open a fixed deposit with commercial, any financial institution, for 10 years, let's just say 10 years or 5 years, you might be wondering, I wonder if I could live, boy, to enjoy this interest. I wonder if I could survive. You see, with Real Talk, you don't have to wonder if you would live. You're getting it up front to enjoy. That is what we're doing. We are making sure that you enjoy your hard cash, your hard earnings. We're making sure you live it. You go for a vacation, you repair your house, you pay down on a new car, you put some for medical, you put some for schooling. You already have the money up front. You don't have to wonder where it's coming from. It is there for you. You're only getting that at Real Talk. Remember that, viewers. So also, be members of the credit union. We are located at number 14 Karen Savannah Road in Shogunas, number 25 Cipero Street in San Fernando, and we have a lending center at number 132 Cipero Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. Remember that, viewers. What are we numbers? So, viewers, get in contact with our office, set up an appointment, come down. 3 locations in Trinidad. Karen Savannah Road, Shogunas, 25 Cipero Street, San Fernando, and 132 Victoria Village in San Fernando. Very soon, viewers, we're going to have Real Talk Credit Union at our 3rd location, but don't be tough, it coming. We're here for growth. I told you from the beginning. When I decided to go into credit union 3 years back, I told you I am going to change the way banking functions in Trinidad and Tobago. Trust me. And we are the first one. We are the first one in the financial sector to bring out interest payment up front at 4%. Nowhere else. You can't match us. Saieed, how you doing it? Don't ask me how I'm doing it. Come and open a fixed deposit and collect your interest. That's all I want you to do. Don't ask me how I doing it, how I making money. As a money lender. I lend. Now Real Talk Credit Union. Be a member of the credit union. Open a savings account. Yes, you might have a savings account in another financial institute, but it ain't stopping you from opening one at Real Talk. It ain't stopping you. So remember that, viewers. So the Prime Minister, Dr. Saieed Ali, now has defended the $400 million allocation to the office of the Prime Minister. In the 2025 budget, opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar has since claimed the allocation as suspicious. But Dr. Ali gave us this as he offered us. Listen to this.
And here's her problem. $400 million for the Prime Minister. Let me just make all you understand something very clearly. The only money for the Prime Minister is the money that is paid into the bank as my salary. This woman has a problem with the minister appropriating $400 million for the office of the Prime Minister and spend a lot of time in the Parliament ranting and raving over it. Ladies and gentlemen, children, you know what that is? The Prime Minister has, as part of his portfolio, Minister for UDCOT. UDCOT reports to the Prime Minister. Remember that? So any allocation to UDCOT will come up in the budget as OPM, Office of the Prime Minister. You think any sane and sober opposition leader should come to the Parliament and be asking questions and telling the country that the Prime Minister take $400 million? You have, if I start to talk to you now about UDCOT's projects and programs, you have no idea how much work UDCOT has done. Starting with finishing the Parliament, we're in the Parliament now. It was UDCOT that did that. 17 contracts we did there.
Let me tell you something. I love Dr. Ali, you know. You know why? The man bold, the man brave, and he will tell you as it is. Yep. He's bold, he's brave, and he will tell you as it is. Anyhow you want to swallow it, swallow it. He added that UDCOT is building a new hospital block in the Port of Spain Hospital. Also, frustrated by the opposition leaders' claim of corruption at the office of the Prime Minister. The minister has asked UDCOT for the data. Listen to this now.
Oh, they see $400 million for the Prime Minister. What is that for? And the Prime Minister, you know one of the things that the Prime Minister's office is doing under UDCOT is building a new hospital block in the Port of Spain Hospital. The tower is under construction. 540 beds. It has to be paid for. The money is located somewhere in the government. That money is in UDCOT. The Prime Minister is Prime Minister responsible for UDCOT. All the talk this morning, they were very careful not to mention any of our development work that create employment and put the country in a better position. As a result of her nonsense today, I've asked UDCOT to give me the breakdown of what the Prime Minister's residence costs under me and what it costs under her. I should have that information by the time I speak in the budget debate. Because this ridiculous coming and talking stupidness and everybody picking it up as though it has to, it is absolute nonsense.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we will have that for you when it breaks. Now, he said, as part of his perks as PM, he has the ability to claim entertainment for money spent for entertainment and food, but could not recall when last it was used. Remember, he got, I believe it was $50 million for entertainment. Listen to this now.
You want another story? You see me? I eat one meal a day, whichever meal that is. If you could find anybody in this country who has been taking the Prime Minister to dinner or to lunch, let me know. I have, as part of my perk as Prime Minister, the ability to claim entertainment for money spent for entertainment and food and drink. I can't recall. It might have been probably once or twice in God knows how long. It's something I don't use. In my very first year, I might have used it with one person, one group, and we might have had a foreigner come in. But it's something I don't use. I do not make claims. Go and ask the PS. I do not make claims for entertainment because I don't use it. Because I don't go out to eat and drink because it's available. Did you see a couple of them tying their stomach because they get so big and fat? I don't have that problem. I'm a golfer. I sweat. I walk. What is the problem?
So here is Trinidad and Tobago. Kid Rowley doesn't use the money. He doesn't claim. Okay, good. You don't claim that money for all these years that went by. Why it is that Clongenberg injected now about $50 million for entertainment? Why? Clongenberg, your Prime Minister just put you under the bus. You have a little explaining to do. Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister could not have said it cleaner than that. If you don't claim it, why a 50 mil more was added? Come now, man. Something has to be wrong there. Somebody claiming for something. Yep. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago. Here is one before we go. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines has admitted that more than 60% of the vehicle fleet for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is either need repair or will have to be written off. I'll listen to this video before we go.
That the answer to your question is yes, and just to reflect that this allocation is for maintenance. And if you are expecting an influx of new vehicles, logically, maintenance costs would be lower in its earlier existence. In addition to that, the government has mandated that a specialized agency, VEMCOT, be the agency that will deal with the maintenance of police vehicles, and that is the path that is now adopted. The question to the public, as you have invited me to do, as to whether the police would not have vehicles and would report to the public that they don't have, if that is so, it ought not to be, and certainly from the mandates that we have, it is unlikely to be so into the foreseeable future.
So they have an allocation for maintenance of the vehicle. When last you all passed in the Vemcot area, both locations, San Fernando and Port of Spain, and see how much vehicle parked down there? Not crash, you know. Parked down because of what? Lack of maintenance. So all these 9 years that went by that he was the Minister of National Security, what happened to all those vehicles? What happened? Where did the maintenance money go? That is what we want to find out. Where did the maintenance money go? Hans, you can tell us a little more about it? You can't say anything about it because I want to know where the maintenance money gone. Because all those garages that used to fix vehicles, they don't fix anymore because they have no contract. So where did the money go? Where did the allocations go? Money that was allocated, where it went? Did it go missing with the 3 billion? Heinz, can you answer that? You see, on national television, I will deal with a real issue. I will deal with an issue that the people are not even looking at. You know why? You know why? Because I look at the important things to bring into light. A simple thing as maintenance of police vehicle. Money was allocated in all the budget that went by. And where did that sum of money go? If garages are no longer fixing police vehicles, maintaining them, where did that allocation went? Whether it be 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, where did that sum of money go? This is what Heinz had to bring to the public. So viewers, until another show, I must say good night to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, for tonight. But we'll be back on another night.